As the funeral home worker was about to push the young man into the crematorium, a sudden thought struck her. His face looked too young. As if possessed, she pulled him back out. She reached out and touched his face. It was ice cold. He looked to be only in his early 20s. It was such a pity. Just as she was about to take another look, a hurried voice came from outside, saying the family was waiting for the final touches, and she needed to hurry and push him in for cremation. The worker's heart tightened. The family was pressing her urgently. If she delayed, she would definitely be scolded by her supervisor. She gritted her teeth and didn't push him in. She reached out and touched the young man's lips. The moment she touched him, he abruptly pulled his hand back. He was warm and soft, alive. The worker's heart pounded. Forgetting all etiquette, she pressed her hands down on the young man's chest, once, twice. Suddenly, the young man coughed, his eyes widening as he cried out, "Where am I?" The female worker's hands trembled as she told him he was pronounced dead. Just as he was about to be put into the furnace, she performed CPR on him. The young man suddenly sat up, acting like a madman, shouting for his parents. The two walked out of the crematorium hand in hand. Outside, a funeral procession stretched half the street. When the mourners saw the dead body emerge, they were terrified and crawled under the cars, their cries and screams creating a chaotic scene. Just as the middle-aged couple rushed over to hug the young man, a man in a suit suddenly rushed out from the crowd, shouting, "This young man can't live. He owes a huge gambling debt. His death will settle the debt." The couple's faces turned deathly pale, and the young man hid behind the female worker in fear. The female worker stepped forward, blocking the young man's path, and asked the man what was going on. The man said the young man had lost money gambling and signed an IOU. If he died, the debt would be wiped clean. The female worker overheard that he had deliberately arranged for the young man to be diagnosed with a heart attack, feigning death to avoid paying for it. It turned out the young man hadn't simply faked his death. He'd been framed and deliberately declared dead so the cremation could eliminate him. The woman was furious. She immediately called the funeral home security guards and the police. The man, realizing he'd been exposed, tried to run away but was restrained by the security guards. The police quickly arrived and took the man away for questioning. Only then did the middle-aged couple dare to approach and embrace him. The young man cried his heart out, saying he thought he'd never see his son again. The couple knelt and kowtowed to the woman, calling her their benefactor and promising to serve her like slaves. The woman blushed and quickly helped them up, saying she had only acted out of compassion and hadn't expected to uncover the villain. Later, the police discovered that the young man had been drugged and faked to death by debt collectors. The debt collectors had bribed the person who made the initial assessment, intending to cremate him alive. Fortunately, the female worker's momentary leniency exposed the conspiracy. Anyone who reads this far deserves 3 little red flowers and the blessing of "May wealth flow in from all directions, and may your future be filled with good fortune, health, and peace." Be kind, uphold moral principles, and remember that a moment of compassion can save a life and expose evil.